This video is going to deal with what a student sees when they actually take an online assessment in Schoolnet. First, you should have also seen the video on how to prepare a student for taking the test, particularly for software. If you've not seen that, we suggest you follow the link to this video and watch that first. The student has logged in and they're ready to take a test. The first thing they'll need to do is from their home page, and remember, to get to the home page, you simply click on the home button within Schoolnet. In the section marked Take a Test, if they don't see information about their test, then it's rolled up. They'll simply click on that little button and that will expand it. Scrolling down a bit, you should see the section that allows them to enter in a test code. It also shows all of the tests that have currently been assigned to this particular student. And the test that we're about to take now is this one. Notice these are not links, they're just warnings to the student that these tests are coming up on those dates. So now the teacher would have written almost all, but not completely all, of the test code for this particular test. She holds back with the last character until all students are ready to start the test. So written on either a whiteboard, a blackboard, a flip chart, or perhaps projected, in this example, our test code is going to be XYZZY5, and we're waiting for the last character. Our teacher has settled everyone. We're all ready to enter in that last character, and we're informed that is an 8. At that point, I click Go, and now we're ready to start the test. The test always opens in a new window, and the first thing the student should do is to maximize that window. If you don't, you won't see all the tools and manipulatives, such as the Start Test button at the bottom and other buttons at the upper right. Once that's done, the student is now ready to start, and they click Start Test. The first question opens, and note, if question numbers at the top seem out of order, tests can be randomized so that no one student sees the same test question necessarily next to them. In this case, this is a multiple choice, and the answer, if their student is uncertain, but they do remember it wasn't a large animal, they have the ability to hide the distractors so that they can better concentrate on the remaining answers. And this student perhaps believes it's lamb, but I'm not quite certain. I'd like to flag that for coming back later, and I'm going to go to my next test question. This is a true-false. Air is heavier than water. That is false. Next question. This is clicking on the image, and it is asking me to click on the head of the figure. And the figure has several different places that could be selected, but notice only one remains selected. And in this case, I've selected the head. Next question. This is asking me to drag the words to their appropriate matching containers. The containers are at the bottom. So a cow would probably best on a farm, courthouses in a city, passenger ships on the ocean, skyscrapers in a city, sailboats on the ocean, goats on the farm, and if I change my mind, I drag it out of the container and release it, and then could drag it to another container. But these containers have been programmed to say only 2 can fit in any one. Next container, or question rather. Move all of the animals to the farmhouse. This is a test question best designed for young children because instead of dragging, it's a click. So if I click and then move, not drag, my mouse and click on farmhouse, it moves it there. Horse, click. Cow, click. And shark does not belong. Next question. Here's an instance where it's asking us to click on the figure's hands, plural, and it says I can pick somewhere between 1 and 4 answers. Well, if I begin to click on the hands, looking for other things to click on, just for fun, and it says I can't pick more than 4 answers. If I deselect, but of course this wouldn't be the correct answer, it wants only hands. Deselect, click. In this next one, asking me to match the following terms on the left and right. So, a right angle. parallel, lines, isosceles, triangle. Next question. This is asking in a grid format, when someone is said to be nearly 100% certain, it's said that they are, and as I scroll downwards, 99.9, and scrolling up, I can see how it's filling that answer in at the top. And now I've completed all of the questions. So notice now I go to my test summary, and for each of the questions it lets me know if it has or hasn't been answered, and each one is a link. You could immediately go there. Remember how I'd flagged a previous question? If I go back to that question and my choices are between that, yep, it's Mary Had a Little Lamb, so I don't need to see that flag. And notice it isn't necessary to remove the flag in order to return to the summary and submit your test. And it's making certain I'm ready to submit, yes. And that completes the testing process. And notice that test no longer shows up in the bottom.